Hey everyone, my name is Coldy, and welcome back to another episode of The Green Room. Today I want to talk about something that I feel like I've been dealing with for about 5 years now, which is this feeling of always running out of time. 5 years ago, I graduated high school, and in the midst of a pandemic, my final moments of high school never really felt like there was any kind of closure. And it didn't really hit that I graduated until I put on my cap and gown and held a degree in my hand. During our unique outdoor graduation ceremony, a teacher that I looked up to very much said to me, "Go out and do great things." And that's when it really hit me. I was like, oh shit, I'm making the choices now. I'm out of high school now. I used to always dream vaguely about what I would do when I graduated, but now that time has come, and I already felt like I was behind on what I needed to do. The problem was I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do, and I felt like I was running out of time to figure it out. So I chose a degree in media production, and I kind of just stuck with it. Then I needed to find jobs for the summer, and it felt like I was running out of time to get one. So I grasped at these jobs that I had no interest in or found fulfilling at all. Then I graduated college, and I needed to find a full-time job, and I felt like I was running out of time. And it was by this point when I said to myself, like, when are we gonna stop running out of time? When did these random benchmarks get put into place where I need to have everything done correctly and quickly as possible? For some reason, I have it in my mind that once an opportunity is closed, a new one doesn't open. And I'm not sure if this is like a societal thought or what this is, but there's just like this weird pressure, I feel like, to figure things out by some certain age, whether that age be 25 or 30 or 35 or whatever. It's like those memes where they show like 20-year-olds today and they're still living with their parents and playing video games. And then it pans to like our grandparents where they're 22 and they're already married, have a house, and their first kid. I feel like if I don't do the thing I want to do now, then I never will. And saying this thought process out loud makes it sound so stupid, like, duh, why would you need to have so much figured out in a small span of time? But in the midst of life, sometimes you just forget why you trust certain logic. You learn new things about life every day, and even the quote-unquote safe options can still fail on you. So I made a deal with myself back in August of 2024 that in all my free time, I would try my hardest and see what I can do with this whole YouTube thing. Working on my YouTube channel is the only work I truly enjoy doing right now, and if I could make it work out and afford to do it full time, that would be huge. And I've made a lot of progress so far, and I feel like something is still possible down the road. But as of recording this, it's already June of 2025, and I feel like I'm running out of time. Not that I still won't do YouTube stuff past August, it's just that the production on said videos will likely be much slower, and that's saying something because it's gonna be slower than it already is. And I feel like if that's the case, then maybe this silly dream I have will never work out, and I'll just continue working at jobs I'm not a fan of, and living a life I'll be anything but proud of. But I want a fulfilling life. I want to live a life that I'll be proud of. It's not a bad thing to do what others are doing, but I don't always want a bandwagon. I want to do something unique and fulfilling to me. I had this sticky note back in college, and I stuck it to my computer monitor, and it listed the things that made up the ideal version of myself. I wanted to have a healthy body, a clear mind, a steady job, and the guy everyone else wishes they could be. That last goal on the list sounds pretty egotistical, and yeah, it is. But it did motivate me to do a lot of things that I otherwise would have been way too scared to do. But as the years passed by, a friend pointed out to me a better way to phrase what I was actually feeling that whole time, and the wording goes something like this: I want others to know that I'm proud of the life that I live. I think there's other people out there who kind of feel the same way. And it's not even a sense of, oh, look at me, I'm so successful and happy. No, it's more like, I want to pay back the people who've helped me, who allowed me to grow up and to survive. And perhaps the best way to pay them back is to show them, hey guys, look, your hard work raising me and teaching me paid off. I'm living the best life I possibly can. Because sometimes it feels like no amount of money could ever pay back the debt you feel to someone who has truly helped you, especially in the darkest of times. But with all of this being said, I realized that these goals on that sticky note, they weren't really offering a new or better perspective on life, but instead they just gave me goals for a better lifestyle. But what good is a lifestyle if you don't know what kind of life you want to live? So I started asking myself, well, what are the requirements to a fulfilling life that I would be proud of? And I had no answer, not a single idea at all. I felt so pressured to try and accomplish things to quote unquote get ahead, but I did these things without even realizing what they're actually for. I'm just a dog who got off the leash and just booked it, sprinting full force with no idea where I should even go. I mean, there are goals that I want to achieve and places I want to go to, but success isn't everything. One of the weirdest feelings in the world is when you accomplish something and then you realize, oh, that's it. Like when you finish a project or some kind of task and it's the end and you think everything's gonna be peaches and cream after this is done. But there is no end. I've spent years trying to find the finish line, only for me to realize that there was never a finish line to begin with. But if there was a finish line, it implies that life is a race. And life isn't a race. Life's a journey. It's filled with successes and failures, love and hatred, pain and pleasure. Life offers so many things to experience. And while I believe we do have a lot of control over the things in our lives, many of these experiences we live through are totally out of our control. So why ever even think it's a race in the first place? See, I've come to be really fascinated with people who live a slower, humble lifestyle. I like watching this guy, Peter Santinello, where he just travels all over the world and does like vlogs about certain people or communities. But I love the ones where it's just like a guy and they just live in like the middle of the woods or on a farm and they do nothing but upkeep the land that they live on. And they're probably the happiest people in the whole world. Some of them are well below the poverty line and they don't have utilities like plumbing or electricity. And God knows I'll never live that way. But they're so pleased and fulfilled with their lives because they figured out their fundamentals for what they look for in life. What I've learned this past year is I think I need to find the fundamental requirements for a fulfilling life. Like, what are the things that I truly value? And I'm not talking exactly about like food and water and shelter. I kind of just need those, but I'm also not talking about like fame or wealth or power either. Some of the most evil and unhappy people in the world have all three of those things. But for a fulfilling life, maybe it's like, I need to have at least some time with my family, spend some time with friends, pursue a certain hobby or hobbies, requirements like those. And the reason why I say the fundamental values, it's so that if I get dealt a bad hand one day and something goes wrong, I won't be too heartbroken and I can still remain strong because I have my strong base intact. Like, I know some people who are married to their job, and if they lost their job, they would be nobody. Their entire persona revolves around their work. And it's not like they purposefully did that, but it's just really difficult to get out of that rut you may have inadvertently dug for yourself. And if I can't figure out what kind of life I'd want to live, then I'll continue to run around like a stray dog looking for a finish line. And I'll just do what people tell me life should be like, and I'll never know who I am. Does anyone else understand what I'm trying to say? I feel like this episode was kind of a whole lot of garbled nonsense and maybe I didn't explain it very well, but it makes sense to me. Find my core values in life so then I can stop running the race and then time will be my ally and not my opponent. Time will be the way I get to build a fulfilling life and enjoy everything this rare opportunity that life has to offer. And to be fair, I don't really know if anything that I've said here is the answer. I'm most likely missing a few pieces to my puzzle here. I don't think problems like this have a straightforward answer because everyone's experiences in life are just different, which I think is actually a good thing. It's what makes us individuals and makes the human experience more interesting and special and personal. I don't exactly realize everything I find meaningful in life yet. I think I'm too young to know that for sure. Maybe I need time to have some experiences first to then show me what I find fulfilling and valuable. But regardless of everything I've said, I think time is just precious in general. But to obsess over time is to obsess over nonsense. You can't control time, but you can control what you do with it. And just because you don't get somewhere in life one time, it doesn't mean another opportunity won't come later. There's always another door waiting to be opened. Just start living with the time you have right now and start enjoying the process of becoming a better person. Doing a little bit each day can build into something pretty enormous. The past is done, so learn from it. The future is coming, so have fun with it, and the present is here, So let's do it.